Good morning, students. So, today I will be discussing in connection with the second session of the third chapter, that is construction of CNC machine tools. So at the end of the session, you'll be able to understand. So, basically, we are concentrating on the guide and guideways. So, before I proceed with the today's presentation, so we need to just review ourselves what we have discussed in the previous session. So in the previous session, we have described about the what are the different elements or what are the different components of a CNC machine tools, starting with the machine structure, finally to the controls and softwares like that. So in between that, we have also discussed about the guideways, basically drives, etc., or tool monitoring system, or measuring systems, etc. So wherein we have now come to the basically we are discussing in connection with the guideways in the today's session. So in the last session we have discussed in brief about the guideways. So now we are proceeding with the same there. The first important point that we are going to discuss is the guide and guideways of the CNC machines, and what are the functions of the guideways, factors of designing the guideways, requirements of guideways, types of guideways, friction guideways, anti-friction linear motion guideways, and other guideways. So before I proceed with these things, we need to understand that guideways are going to be the most important parts of a CNC machine tool as far as the positioning or the location of the machine table or the cutting tool is concerned. So we need to understand here. So whenever we are going to discuss about the guide and guideways, so always there are two important elements. So the best example is our lathe machine. For better understanding, I'm just telling. So if you are going to observe keenly there, a lathe machine. So on a lathe machine, you'll be going to have the tailstock movement on a perfectly machined guideways of the lathe bed. Okay. Similarly, even the carriage is also made to move along the lathe bed guideways. So such guideways are required for accurate positioning. If at all we don't have the guideways, then we cannot position accurately the workpiece or the cutting tool which is used for the machining operation perfectly, so that it is not possible to carry out the machining operation in a correct way. So in order to achieve this, it is necessary first to design the guideways. And that is what we are going to discuss in detail about these things. So let us understand in brief the definition of the guide and guideways. A slideway, sometimes the guideway is also called as a slideway. So there are always two important elements. One is a fixed element. That is why the lathe bed is a fixed element. Okay, and the carriage and your tailstock is made to move along the lathe bed guideways. So that is why altogether we call the lathe bed as a guideway itself, because it is responsible for giving the movement for the tailstock as well as the carriage. Similarly, the same application is also carried out for the CNC machines. So in CNC machines also we can adopt the friction guideways with specialized materials as the coatings to avoid the frictional resistance. That is what we are going to discuss in detail in the subsequent presentations. So let us define what is the meaning of a guideway or a slideway. A guideway is used to control the direction or the line of action of the translational movement. Here translational movement means what? It may be sometimes rotational or it may be sometimes linear also. Movement of the table or the carriage on which the tools or the workpieces are held. So that is, it is clearly mentioned that basically the guideways are going to provide the best means of giving movement to the work table or the cutting tool. Simple understanding. The guideway is one of the most important elements of the machine tool. Otherwise, it is very difficult to go for the operation, machining operation on machine tools. The main function of the guideway is to make sure that the cutting tool or the machine tool operative element moves along predetermined path. This is very, very important, because so especially in case of a manual lathe machine, the operator is going to provide the motion to the carriage, as well as he is going to provide the motion to the tailstock on a lathe bed guideways. So that is why it has to be predetermined, and then it has to made to move in a correct fashion. The machine tool operative element carries workpiece along with it. So that means it is very important to note that whether we are going to give motion to the work table or whether we are going to give motion to the cutting tool, both have to be guided with a perfect slide way or guideway arrangement. The motion is generally circular for boring mills, vertical lathe, etc., while it is a straight line for lathe, drilling, boring machines, etc. That means he is telling about the motion that the guideways have to provide to carry out the machining operations. So whenever we want to understand about the guide and guideways, we require to understand clearly what are their functions. Okay, to control the direction or line of action of the carriage. The main function of the guideways is to control the direction or the line of action of the carriage. To control the direction of the table on which a tool or a workpiece is held. Definitely, it is basically used to control the direction of the table as well as its position. Very, very important. To absorb static forces. Even the guideways are also designed in such a way that they should be able to sustain the static forces. So whenever we have discussed about the design of the machine structure, we have discussed in length in connection with the static load. Okay, that is a load that a machine structure has to tolerate depending upon the weight of the slides and the cutting forces. Similarly, whatever the load is there, okay, that entire load of all the moving elements of the table or the cutting tool is directly coming on the guideways itself. So for that purpose, it should be of such a material that it should be able to absorb the static forces. Otherwise, there is every chance that it is going to be affected by the cracks. Prevention of the cracks is a major requirement in case of the guide and guideway assemblies. To absorb the dynamic forces, because of continuous operation, the guideways are subjected for continuous movement. Okay, in that case, it should be able to sustain the dynamic force. That means whatever the movement of the slide is there. Okay, that decides. Okay, that decides how much dynamic force the guide way has to tolerate or it has to withstand. So depending upon the traversing speed, we call it as a traversing speed. Traversing speed is nothing but the speed at which the slide or on which the table may be mounted or on which the tool may be mounted, which is made to move at the required speed or the velocity. So whatever, when it moves, the guideway should have an excellent property to sustain the dynamic forces. This is the basic requirement. Accuracy of production depends on. So now the question comes, how the design of these guideways is being done. We are discussing in brief. We are not actually designing it, but we need to understand what type of, there are two important accuracies that we expect from the guideways. One is called as a kinematic accuracy. Another is a geometric accuracy. So geometric accuracy is totally related to the configuration, means the shape and size of the guideways assemblies, whereas kinematic accuracy is related to the ease with which the movement is given to the slide on the guideways or the slideways. So kinematic accuracy, what it will do, it will provide a straightness, flatness and parallelism errors. Okay, that decides. But whereas the geometric accuracy, errors in the movement caused due to wear of the guide and guideways. This is a very important factor to be noticed, because especially when we are going to use continuously, whether it is a manual machine or automatic CNC machines, the guideways are subjected to wear and tear. So utmost care is to be taken that the wear and tear of these guideways is reduced or prevented to a maximum extent. So now as you are going to see on the screen clearly there, these are just different shapes of the guideways geometries. So what it represents, so in the first case you are going to see the round there, or a cylindrical type guideways we are going to call. Second one is a flat, third one is a V, or dovetail is there, box type, ball or roller type. All these are different guideways which are used in manual machines as well as in CNC machines based on the requirement of the accuracy that we expect, okay, or based on the type of machine also. So as you are going to see clearly here in the round type, you are going to see that it is going to provide, but everywhere remember, one is called as the moving element and another is a fixed element. Moving element, fixed element, like this. So this is how it is going to work out. That means whatever you are going to see down here, which you are going to see here, so this is called as an inverted V guideways, and this is also called as a dovetail guideways, which are commonly used on a lathe bed, okay, on the top of the lathe bed, on which there is a movement of the carriage or the tailstock, as you are going to see here, the same one which we are going to show here. So like this. So here one specialized you are going to see very important, this is called as a balls or rollers. Sometimes, because what is going to happen here, try to understand here, there is a direct contact between the moving element and the stationary element. There is a direct contact between moving element and stationary element, moving element and stationary element. So what happens here, in order to avoid this contact, whatever the contact is there, in order to avoid that contact, we can go for the rollers. So here we need to understand the guideways are designed in such a way that one could be the moving, another could be the stationary, or in between them we can provide the balls or rollers through which the sliding movement takes place very smoothly. That is very, very important. Now we need to understand most important factor. What factors we have to consider while designing the guideways? So we know one important thing here, that the main function of the guide and guideways is to provide the location of the work table or the cutting tool. So whenever these guideways are going to perform these functions, we need to understand certain design aspects. That means whenever we want to design, whether it is a manual machine or a CNC machine, we need to understand how the design factors the design engineer has to consider, or what qualities we expect from the guide and guideway assemblies. The first one is rigidity. So whenever we are going to speak about the rigidity, is a very common word that is also called as a strength, because if at all the guideways and guideways are not made of, okay, high resistance materials, they can be subjected to higher wearing rate, thereby introducing inaccuracies in the positioning of the work table or the cutting tool. That is why we expect rigidity, the strength from the materials of the guide and guideways. Second one is the damping properties. Damping properties means what? We have to select the materials of the guide and guideways in such a way that it should be able to sustain the vibrations. Otherwise, what happens? Suppose if at all we want to move the carriage, if it is vibrating, what happens? It is not possible to carry out the operation on a lathe machine. Similarly, that is why the guideway should have a perfect damping properties. Okay, geometric and kinematic accuracy. Just I have told, geometric means it is related to the shape, kinematic means it is related to the straightness or movement of the slide on a slideway. It should have perfection. Velocity of the slide means at what rate, okay, the speed, minimum speed of the slide, maximum speed of the slide has to be considered while designing the slide and the slideways or guide and guideways. Friction characteristics. So what is the highest amount of friction? Because that is responsible for what we can say the next one, which are good wear resistance. It should have a perfect wear resistance. Friction characteristics means what? It should not be get heated very fast. That is called, it should have a low friction capacity. Okay, and provision for adjustment of play. So this is play means a very slight gap, because a very simple example I wanted to say, suppose if at all I want to fit shaft, solid shaft in a regular ball bearings, whatever is there, then there is always some fractions of millimeter gap between the internal hollow portion of the bearing as well as the solid shaft. So that is called as a play or a gap tolerance, what we are going to tell technically. Similarly, even in the function design factors of the guideways, there should be some play, means there should be some gap. They should not fix very tightly, meaning of that. Position in relation to work area. Depending upon the work area, how they have to be positioned, because each CNC or each machine will have different configurations, different shapes. So where we have to keep where we have to provide the guide and guideway assembly, that also plays a very important role. Protection against wear and damage. So we have to place the guide and guideways in such a way that there should not be any metal chips which is going to disturb or which is going to come into the way whenever the table is made to move or the cutting tool is made to move. That is very, very important. So those are considered as the design factors for the friction guideways. Now let us understand requirements of guideways. So what we expect. Okay, guideways should have high rigidity. This is very, very important, these requirements. High rigidity, again rigidity we have already discussed, is one of the qualities, design factors. The same one we are repeating, almost the terms are coming up same here. Try to re-analyze yourself. Guideway should have high rigidity, means high strength. The surface of the guideways must have greater accuracy and surface finish. This is also very, very important, because here one is a stationary element and another is a moving element. So the surface contact, both the surfaces which are in contact with internal surfaces should have perfectly finished. Then only the movement is going to take place correctly. Guideway should have high accuracy of travel. It is possible only when the deviation of the actual path of the travel of the operative element from the predetermined normal path is minimum. Okay, guideway should be durable. This is durability is one of the requirements. It should not be subjected to wear and tear faster, meaning of that the durability depends upon the ability of the guideways to retain the initial accuracy of the manufacturing and travel. Whatever the accuracy is there, the amount of travel, that decides the guideway whether it is durable or not. The frictional forces acting on the guideway surface must be low to avoid wear. So whatever the force, frictional force is going to come directly on the guideways, it should be minimum one. So as to that is what we expect as a requirement in the assembly of the guide and guideways. There should be minimum possible variation of coefficient of friction. Whatever the coefficient of friction is there, okay, it should be minimum. Okay, and guideways should have good damping properties. It should have a good vibration absorption properties because of a continuous operation of or continuous movement of the work table as well as the operation of the cutting tools. Now let us understand what are the different types of guideways which are used on machine tools. Even basically on the CNC machine tools also. The first one type coming is friction guideways. So these guideways which you have already knowing many of the points in connection with this, especially in the machine shop, which the best example is the lathe bed guideways which you are going to see in your machine shop. Friction guideways, okay, and the second one is anti-friction LM guideways and other guideways. So we are going to discuss in length about, in the today's discussion, we are going to discuss in detail about the 4 types of friction guideways. That is V guideways, flat guideways, dovetail guideways and cylindrical guideways with their sketches, with their structures, how they are being used. So let us understand, before we proceed with the different types of friction guideways, we need to understand how the friction guideways are going to behave when we are going to use them on a machine tools. Means what property it is going to exhibit. The basic requirement for any type of a friction guideway is to see that the amount of friction, that means it should have a low coefficient of friction. Okay, so that is what we are going to discuss in length about it. The friction guideways are most widely used because of their low manufacturing cost and good damping properties. So why the friction guideways are preferred? The main idea of using the friction guideways is to see that the manufacturing cost of these guideways is low, as well as and it is having a good vibration absorbing capacities. So taking these two factors into consideration, the friction guideways are being used on machine tools. These guideways operate under conditions of sliding friction and do not have a constant coefficient of friction. This is a very important point to be noticed here. So just I'll be going back here. See, now you are going to see clearly here in the figure, okay, there is a direct contact. There is a direct contact. Here there is a direct contact. Here there is a direct contact. Except this one. Except this one. In all these guideways, there is a direct contact with the moving element and the stationary element. So this makes, see, this is responsible for creating more friction, okay, whenever the movement is going to take place. These guideways operate under conditions of sliding friction and do not have constant coefficient. Why is it called the sliding friction? It is called the sliding friction because the moving element is in direct contact with the stationary element. That is why it is called the sliding friction. The coefficient of friction is very high when the movement commences, and as the speed of the slide increases, it rapidly falls, and beyond a certain critical velocity, it remains almost constant. So what the engineers have made, they have designed the friction guideways and they have studied their properties. So how they have studied, just I am explaining here in brief. This is the y-axis is considered as a coefficient of friction and x-axis is considered the velocity of the slide. Okay, so as you are going to see this particular area where even though there is some movement has taken place for the slide, you are not going to see, you are going to have maximum friction at the beginning. So what is the meaning? Just I will repeat it once again for better understanding. So at the beginning, when the velocity of the slide means what? When the movement takes place by the slide on the guideway, at the beginning you are going to have maximum friction because you see the figure here to a certain speed. Okay, so now after that what happens, there is a reduction in the friction and again it remains constant like this. Almost it remains constant as the velocity of the slide gets increased. So when the velocity of slide is less, there is more friction. Meaning of that, the friction is very high when the velocity of slide is low, but as the velocity of the slide increases, the friction will go on decreasing, and then remember after that it remains constant. So such a phenomenon we call it as a stick slip phenomenon. This is called as a stick slip. What is the meaning of a stick slip? The stick slip phenomenon is the phenomenon of one of the properties of the friction guideways where the friction is very high at the beginning, and you are going to see as the slide for the low amount of slide velocities, what happens, the friction is very high. So that is what we are going to discuss now. Just observe here again, it is continued here. To start the movement, we are starting the movement of the slide now. Okay, the force to overcome friction has to be correspondingly high. So whatever the amount of force is there, that force should be more because your friction value is more here. This force results in drive mechanism such as screw being elastically deformed. See what happens? That means whenever I want to move any moving element, at the beginning there is high amount of friction. The energy thus stored in the screw together with the applied force causes the carriage to slip and move at a faster rate. See what happens, sometimes our carriage will move very fast and sometimes very slow, or sometimes it is going to stick to a place on a lathe bed itself, which you also experience. That is because of high coefficient of friction, and this is basically because of a sliding friction. As the speed increases, the friction decreases and a greater amount of movement than that intended for the side takes place. There is possibility of this cycle of events repeating itself and resulting in errors in position and consequently in jerky motion. So what happens here is, as we know very well, whenever I want to give a practical example, we want to move the carriage. So with the help of a hand wheel, what happens there? At the beginning, the friction is coming very high. But when I am going to use it continuously, the cutting operation, the movement is very easy. So that is because that is an indication that the friction, whatever the amount of friction that is generated between the two elements, will go on decreasing as the movement of the slide increases. So, but at the same time, it is going to exhibit such a property that is called as a stick slip. That means it is not able to move very freely. It can give jerky motions. So such a phenomenon is called as a stick slip phenomenon. Very, very important. So it is clear to understand here, when the velocity is less, when the velocity of the slide is less, the friction is very high here, then the coefficient of friction go on decreasing as the velocity of slide increases, and as the velocity of the slide will go on increasing, you are going to see the graph here. Almost it is a straight line. So that means here it is decreasing. Compared to this point, it is very, very low frictional value, as you are going to see clearly on the with respect to y-axis. There should be a minimum but constant friction between the surfaces in contact to avoid this phenomenon. So how this can be avoided? If this is avoided, if this portion is avoided, then we can consider that the minimum friction should take place irrespective of the velocity of the slide. It is achieved by using strips of material such as polytetrafluoroethylene or turquoise lining at the guideway interface. So that is why what generally in case of a CNC machine tools, the surfaces of the guide and guideways which are in contact with each other are provided with a specialized type of material coating. So that material coating is called as a PTFE, polytetrafluoroethylene. There is a type of material which is pasted, like how we are going to have a plastic coat like that. So this can provide what? A very low coefficient of friction. So irrespective of the velocity of the slide, the movement is going to take place very smoothly without any much amount of friction. This is this is called as what? One of the properties. So now this is, of course, it can be considered as one of the drawbacks of the friction guideways, and utmost care has to be taken whenever the design of these guideways is being carried out, and which can be used in case of a CNC machine tools. Now let us understand in brief about whenever these guideways, what are the different shapes of the guideways. That is what we are going to discuss here. We know very well, observe carefully. So here this is called as a guiding surface. Okay, and this portion, whatever you are going to see from here to here completely, this is called as a moving element, and this is a stationary element which you are going to see. Okay, and what we are going to do here, the V or inverted V is widely used on machine tools, especially on lathe beds. You can see these guideways which are fastened on the top portion of the lathe bed. One of the advantages of V or inverted V is that the parallel alignment of the guideway with the spindle axis is not affected by wear. This is one of the major advantage. Parallel alignment means what? Whatever the movement is there of the carriage or the tailstock is perfectly aligned. There is a closing action. What is the meaning of a closing action? You just observe here, this is one of the ends which is being closed here. Similarly, another one is also closed here. This portion is also closed, and this portion is also closed. So you see the grips here. Okay, this surface is almost like a locking on this. Similarly, this surface also. What is going to happen? This is a stationary element, this is a moving element. It is possible to provide a perfect locking system along with the movement. That is what he is telling. Okay. there is a closing action as the upper member settles on the lower member, and this automatically maintains the alignment. The alignment is automatically maintained. Jibs are therefore not required with V guideway to take up the clearance caused by wear. Okay, on some machines the angles of the V are different so as to reduce the possibility of uneven wearing of V. These angles can be changed, whatever the angle is there. Okay, that angle can be changed as per the requirement. Okay, the majority of the lathes have a combination of V and flat guideways to prevent the carriage from lifting of the guideway. So generally, instead of using only the V type of guideways, the combination of V and flat guideways are commonly used in case to provide better grip between the guideway assemblies. That is very, very important. Now let us understand about the flat guideways separately. Very, very important. Flat guideways, as again you are going to see in the previous case, it was having a shape like this. It was having a shape like this. But now you are going to have here, see the flat. So this is a moving element. This is again a stationary element. Locking system is there as usual between the two members. Okay. So but whatever the type of surface is there, it is totally flat. That is very, very important point to be noticed here. Flat or dovetail guideways forms are commonly used in CNC machine tools. So generally these are commonly used in case of CNC machine tools. The flat guideways have better load bearing capabilities than the other guideways. It's a very common sense, because just observe the previous. So whatever the amount of load that is coming on these, see here the surface, if you are going to see the amount of load that is coming, it is coming on these surfaces directly. But whereas in case of flat, you are going to see almost it is covering this much of area. So that is why these are preferable compared to the V guideways. Jibs are used to ensure accurate fitting of the slide to both the flat and dovetail guideways. So the jibs are used basically to provide the alignment between the two. Perfect alignment has to be carried out by using these jibs. They are called as jibs, J-I-B-S, just like your screw like. Okay, the jibs are tapered and can be adjusted to reduce excessive clearance caused by wear. It is responsible for maintaining the clearance between the moving and stationary element. That is the main function of that. The metal to metal contact on the V, flat and dovetail types guideways is normally cast iron to cast iron. This is very, very important. We know very well cast iron material, because it is having an excellent capacity to sustain the compressive loads coming due to continuous change of the forces. The cast iron may be heat treated to increase its hardness, and the surface is ground to obtain the required accuracy. So generally we are going to prefer the cast iron, okay, as the material for design or for designing the guide and guideways, as it is having the more amount of capacity to sustain the compressive loads. And let us see the figure here. Just one of the most important, this is called as a dovetail type. The flat one, which we already discussed now, as you are going to see, it is as good as a combination of inverted V. The flat means it is like this, and this is a inverted V. So it is very clear, whenever we are considering inverted V would be like this and the flat would be like this. The combination of these two could be of this type, as you are going to see there. Okay, as you are going to see, this particular form is called as a dovetail guideways, as you are going to see clearly. Now let us understand the whatever. So just I wanted to tell you one important thing here. Whatever you are going to write for the flat guideways, the same explanation you have to write for the dovetail also. The advantage is that again the area of surface contact will go on increasing as we take the combination of both the flat and dovetail guideways. Now we require to understand one of the another important type of guideways called as the cylindrical guideways. So just see the figure here clearly. This is called as a slide and this is called as a guiding element. Remember, okay, this is called as a cylindrical guideway okay, cylindrical guidance. So this shaft is going to guide the movement of this part. This part is made to move, this is almost stationary. So whatever the movement is there, that is how the design is being made here. In cylindrical guideways, the bore in the carriage housing provides support all round the guideway. It is very clear, this is going to provide as a support for this, for movement purpose. For relatively short traverse and light loads, cylindrical guideways are very efficient. Suppose the design or the structure of the machine tools, CNC machine tools, is in such a way that it is a very small one, not a very big one. In that condition, these cylindrical guideways are used, because the reason is very simple. We require to give support here. What is the main thing? See, this part has to be supported properly at the ends for giving movement to the slide. So if it is not properly supported, then there is a chance of bending. The shaft would be like this, it can bend like this, and you are not going to see the movement of any part which is made to move on that. A limitation on the use of these guideways for long traverse is that if the guide bar is supported only at each end, it may sag or bend in the center of the span under load. That means it is going to act like your simply supported beam, which you have already studied in SOM. In a simply supported beam, what happens here is, see, this is the support is required. After a certain time it bends. So similarly, even the same thing is also going to happen for such type of guideways. So that is why if the length of the traverse means what? Whatever the length of this slide is less, then only we are going to prefer the cylindrical guideways. That is very, very important. Now we are coming to the end of the today's session, along with some important questions which you need to write separately in a notebook. List the important factors to be considered while designing the guideways, which already discussed, and explain frictional guideways. We have discussed with the frictional characteristics. Okay, explain V guideways, explain flat and dovetail guideways, explain cylindrical guideways. These are the questions expected to come in the examinations. So you can just go through all the presentation slides, and along with this I am also going to attach one of the important videos, as well as you require to give the answers for assessment questions, and you have to write in a separate notebook all this work. Don't keep any of the work pending. Okay, with this I am going to finish off the today's presentation. Okay.